Good morning, everybody. How y'all doing? What's happening in your neck of the woods? Here in Bangkok, it is overcast, and I was surprised because I went out and I expected it to be a little bit warm, and it was not warm at all. It was about 70 degrees when I first came here, which was about a half an hour ago. It was like 70 degrees. I'm like, it's kind of chilly out. So I had to tell my wife, hey, you might want to wear a little sweatshirt or something because she gets cold easy. So, but right now it is 75 degrees. 75 degrees. And high today of 86. A low of 73, and the feel-like temperature is 76 degrees. 92 is the air quality. Air quality has not been good this past month. And then the humidity is 76%. It's going to be partly cloudy all this week, and then next week it should get sunny, should start to be a little bit better. So we'll see. But you know, the weather here is sporadic. I mean, you know, it could be really, really nice for a few hours, and then the next thing you know, it's pouring rain. So anyway, that's the temperature. That's what's going on here. Let me see. Now, the big thing that we're going to talk about today, and I just decided to talk about it because, man, it has just imploded. And we're talking about the strength of the dollar versus the Thai baht. A Thai baht is in the toilet, man. 31 right now. I put 31.75 up on the thumbnail at about, what time was it? About 6:30, 7 o'clock. Now it is 8:35, and it's 31.67. That is the lowest that I've seen it in, I don't even know how long, but it's been a long time. 31.67. So maybe 2 months ago, it was 33. I was getting, you know, if you transfer $1,000, you're getting 33,000 baht. Now you're getting 31,670. So you lose 1,330 baht. That's 40 bucks you lose for nothing, just because of the exchange, which is crazy. 40 bucks on 1,000. That's just crazy to me. Now, we're going to talk about what this means to people. Of course, I do have my trip coming up. It is a week away. My trip where I'm going off into the jungle. And I'm still not going to tell where it is because I think it gives some of the allure away if you know for a week or two where I'm going. This place, believe me, this is a place that some people, they haven't even heard of this place. Some people don't know where it is. But the thing that really I need to think about is, and that I've been doing the last couple of days, is my provisions, because I need some food, some sustenance while I'm there. I'll be in the jungle. You know, I can't just bring nuts or things like that. So I got dried fish. I have protein powder. I have tuna. And you have to be able to carry it on board. You have to be able to carry it on board the plane. And this is the thing, is I don't want to check a bag in. I really don't want to check any bags in. I hate doing that. So I got a perfectly sized backpack that goes above my seat. And I'll be carrying, like I said, dried fish, tuna, nuts, protein powder. I'm not bringing any peanut butter this time because I'm cutting out my peanut butter intake, but they're going to have eggs there and chicken and stuff like that, fish. We'll be able to catch fish. So, but that's what I've been doing the last couple of days, is making sure I have enough stuff. Then I'm making sure I got first aid gear, just little things like Band-Aid and gauze and kind of stuff like that. You can handle that. You are rich. Yeah. I can handle it. Of course I can handle it. I can handle it. I'll handle anything that comes my way. I always do. Doesn't mean I have to like it, though. Which country is it in? It's in this country. I don't need a satellite phone because I'll be able to use the emergency thing on my phone, and they have a satellite phone. So I'm thinking about the next trip I go on, if it's a gnarly one. This next trip or the trip after, I'm going to buy a satellite phone. And, they're a little pricey depending on what you get, depending on the plans you get and how good they are. And, so we'll see what it entails, but anyway, I'll make sure that I'm good to go. That's what I'll say. Alrighty, let's get into this here. Now, you ever wake up and you look at the exchange rate, as I did this morning, and feel like the universe is kind of fucking with you, it's messing with you? That was me today, because I woke up and it's been at like 31.85, and I thought, well, it's not going to get much stronger. And then I wake up, it's 31.75. Now it's 31.67. Let me see here. It might even be lower than that now. I don't know. No. 31.70 right now. Which is terrible. I mean, it's just terrible. I've been here when it was 25, and I've been here when it was 56. And I can tell you I like 56 a lot better. And while everybody is like, oh, I don't want it to be 56 because, it's really bad for the Thais. I'd rather it was 56 and they're suffering, than it's 30 and I'm suffering. That's how I think. I mean, that's the bottom line. Everybody wants a strong rate of exchange. Some people actually have left the country because they feel like they're not getting the bargain that they used to get. Now, it's kind of like a sick joke, but it's so ridiculous that you almost laugh, because I'm like, there's absolutely no way that the Thai baht deserves to be this strong. But it's so annoying, I actually want to kind of laugh about it, but I can't bring myself to do that, and that's kind of where I am. But here's the thing: Thailand didn't suddenly become a superpower. The baht is not that strong because Thailand is doing everything perfectly. It's strong because the U.S. can't get out of its own way, and the Fed just cut the rates. So the dollar slips, and suddenly every emerging market currency gets a bump, and the baht, like it always does, overreacts like it's trying to prove something to somebody. And I don't know, but tomorrow, well, not tomorrow, it's actually the day after. It'd be the morning, well, not even the morning. In about a day and a half, on the 12th in the U.S., they're supposed to start this, well, now they're calling it reserve management. okay, which I don't know why, but it's quantitative easing. It's a monetary policy where the central bank creates new money to buy financial assets like government bonds to lower long-term interest rates, increase the money supply, boost spending, and stimulate economic activity. And they're going to do this supposedly to the tune of about $40 billion. And I don't know what it's going to mean to the baht. Because the short answer is that it's anybody's guess. Because you'd be oversimplifying things if you were to say, well, they're releasing all this money in America, and it's going to make the Thai baht weaker. But the truth is that the U.S. does what it does, but the baht reacts to the Bank of Thailand, and they are stuck at 2.5%. They're not moving at all. And Thailand's weak economy, their exports are weak, and guess why? Their manufacturing is shrinking and consumer debt is sky high. They've got a weak economy, and really they should have a weak baht, but they don't. Now, foreign investors have been pulling money out of the Thai system for about a little more than 2 years, and that hurts the baht more than any kind of U.S. liquidity will. But I don't even know what to say about this, because it's crazy what's going on. I've been trying to decide between the Philippines and Thailand. This issue has me leaning towards the Philippines. Okay, go to the Philippines then. If you're worried about, listen, I understand it's money. And the thing is that the dollar will rebound. The Thai baht will go back up against the dollar. It's going to be weaker in the future. That is the likely probability of what's going to happen. And to go to the Philippines, to pick the Philippines, which quite honestly, listen, Thailand, people got all offended because they said that the buildings are old and dilapidated. Well, most of them are. The shop houses. I'm not talking about the brand new malls, shiny new malls for the people to go spend their money in. No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about where people live. Now, granted, there are a lot of nice houses in Thailand and nice apartments, and there are. But there are also some real shitholes. And my neighborhood tends to be decent. I wouldn't call it great, but it's decent. So, it depends on where you live. Now, you can live in an area and it's really old, but it's a great neighborhood. That doesn't necessarily make it a shithole, but sometimes you're like, hey, why don't you put some paint on that? Spend a little money. But whatever, it's whoever's living there, it's their thing. I'm not painting my place unless the lady decides she wants to paint it, who that owns the place. I'm not painting it. Now, we paint it inside because we live there. Wow, this is so hard to listen to. What is so hard to listen to? I don't understand. Get in touch with reality. Really. What's so hard to listen to? Now, Philippines has its own set of problems. And the Philippines, in my opinion, is a much bigger shithole than Thailand ever has been. And I love the Philippines because when I go there, I tend to go to places that are fairly nice. I've been to Boracay, I've been to Cebu, I've been to all over Manila, I've been to Angeles, which Angeles is, is Angeles. It's I wouldn't call it great there, but I've been to quite a few places. And I tend to stick to the places that are somewhat decent. But if you want, you can find places around there that are absolutely atrocious. Now, even when you go into Gong Tui, which I've been there many, many times, I've streamed from there. It's funny, I never get an answer from somebody who says this. Paul, I mean, what are you talking about? Why is it so hard to listen to? Why don't you, like, converse? Instead of just talking a bunch of, I don't know if it's smack or if you're just really in pain from hearing about where the Baht is, or if me talking about what a shithole some areas are in the country. I don't know. Okay, I understand going somewhere for the value, but I think that the value you get in the Philippines, Thailand is head and shoulders better than the Philippines in many, many ways. And to me, it doesn't make up for the difference. I'd rather live in Cambodia or Vietnam than live in the Philippines. To be quite honest, I would. You know, and some guys are like, oh, but they speak English. Well, then learn to speak a foreign language. It's not that difficult. I do it. I can speak Spanish. I can speak a little Khmer. I can speak a little Burmese. I mean, I learned to speak whatever language it is wherever I am. I learned to speak a few words of it, at least. There was a time when my Khmer was pretty good. Now it's not so good. But, okay, so even if you go to the Philippines, learn how to speak Tagalog. I mean, that would be my suggestion. Yeah, I don't, for me, listen, for me, I ain't going to Malaysia. I'm sorry. I don't know. Unless maybe I found a nice beach where there's not a lot of foreigners and it was a nice name. Okay, yeah, maybe I would go there, but I wouldn't go into any of the cities. I wouldn't live in Kuala Lumpur or Penang or any of those places. I just wouldn't do it. All right, let me continue here. I can't get an answer out of Paul Bainbridge. It's hard work to listen to. Okay, then don't listen. I don't know what to tell you. Man up. Now, in the more than 3 decades that I've lived here now, again, I've seen the baht when it was 25. It was pegged. It was 25 to the dollar. And I've seen it weaken. I've seen it strengthen. I've seen it collapse. I've seen it recover. And it's done everything in between. But when it gets like it is right now, you can almost feel expats' sphincters tightening up. And, you know, every cup of coffee, I don't know, not so much for me. And I'll tell you what, I'm just a little more careful with my money now. I save money different ways. You know, when I'll tell you one little way. It's not much, but I'll tell you what happens. If I have a small bag like this with coffee, and I want to go back home, now I'm not going to walk back home. I could, but I don't want to. I mean, it'd take me, you know, a half an hour to get home. I just don't want to walk home, right? I mean, sometimes I have, but when I come here, I don't want to walk to get here. Most of the time it's too hot, I'll sweat, and then I'm coming here and I'm dripping in sweat. I don't want to do that. So I take a motorcycle, right? Now, they charge you 35 baht. That's what they charge everybody. They charge 35 baht to get here. Man, I go on Grab, and it's like 27 baht, and they give me like another 3 baht off. So I'm paying 24 baht to come here by Grab, which is, it arrives in like 3 minutes. Okay, it takes me about 2 minutes more than if I just hail some guy from down the street. It cost me like 24 baht. And then the other day I was here and I thought, I only got a little bag. I don't feel like going across the street and have to. The guys over across the street are I don't know if it's because I'm a foreigner or what it is. They're just, I don't want to say assholes, but they're not very friendly. They're not as friendly as the guys in my village or the guys out here. And I just thought, I don't really feel like walking over there. I'm gonna call Grab. I call Grab. Guess what? It's 25 baht to get home. Now they charge 40 baht from here. I'm like, I saved another 15 baht. I saved 25. That's a buck. I saved a buck. Now, the other day, where was I? I was here. I went there. Then I was here, and I forgot my credit card. I didn't have my Amex card, and I needed it. I went, oh man, I got to go back, and I was like, oh, what a pain in the. So I thought, wait a minute. I get on to Grab. I tell Grab, I want to go all the way home, and then the next stop is to come straight back. 27 baht. Now, it would have cost me 40 baht to go home and another 35 baht to come here. If I walked across the street, it would have cost me 20 baht to go home and another 35 baht to come back here. So I paid 27 baht. I paid half the price. Just doing little things like that. No skin off of my back, right? I'm getting a deal. $4,000, you can live very comfortably, very easily. I know somebody who's living off of that. They live very well. They want for almost nothing. They just have to watch their health care and things like that. You know, they can't go out and spend $1,000, you know, on. They go out for the night. They can't spend $1,000 every time they go out, but they live very well. And this guy doesn't go out much. He doesn't go partying. He doesn't do that kind of stuff. Every once in a while, he'll go out and have 2 or 3 drinks. But that's it. And he lives very well. And I can tell you from my own situation, we live off of more than that. And granted, we got 2 kids that live with us, and we don't make them pay anything, at least not yet. And we live very, very well. I mean, I don't really want for anything. It's, you know, when we need something, we get it. That's pretty much how it is. But we're, you know, I'm not the kind of person who is saying, oh, I've got to have that $300 shirt today. I'm going to go buy that right now. I'm going to go buy that $500 pair of shoes. I just don't do that. If I really want something that expensive, man, I think on it, then think on it, and think on it, and think on it, and I don't go out and blow money. So it's important that, you know, you just be careful with your money. And $4,000 is plenty for a single guy. More than enough. You can have a nice apartment. You won't be skimping on the apartment. I mean, listen, we live in a place, and it's a townhouse, and it's very comfortable. 3-bedroom, 2 baths, and it's $200, $205 a month. But I got friends who live in places that are $700, $1,000 a month. And I tell them, you're paying too much money. You're paying way too much. Just get your girlfriend or get somebody else to help you. Get somebody Thai to help you, to look around with you, or learn how to speak Thai or whatever. You know, maybe you speak Thai. Do it yourself. Get them to read in newspapers and stuff like that, and you'll find really good deals. Hey Jim, how you doing? I mean, you know, you'll get stuff that you're not going to get just looking around, you know, walking around Sukhumvit. You'll be able to find a place that's much cheaper than that. And that's what I always say. I mean, I know there are places I'm sure there are places that are the same price that we pay. But if we really wanted a really, really nice, renovated, very clean, very quiet place, maybe we would pay $400, something like that. And I've thought about, hey, well, why don't we just move to this place? But at the end of the day, I'm like, I don't want to make the effort to have to move, even if it is in the same village. Jim, how's it going? Now, every time you are buying a cup of coffee, to me, it seems like, or when you get some money, it feels like somebody's skimming. You're losing a couple of percent, and the irony is that this is happening at a time when Thailand's economy absolutely does not deserve a strong currency. It really doesn't. Thailand's economy is in fairly bad shape. And tourism spending is soft, exports are sluggish, debt is out of control, especially household debt. Forget about household debt here. Half the people I know complain about how expensive everything is, and yet here we are with the baht kind of pretending it's like the Swiss franc. So that's what we're talking about today, and why the Thai baht is so strong, why it's bad for expats, why it's bad for tourists, and why at the end of the day, Thailand is not going to be able to sustain the baht at this rate. It's not going to happen. Before coming here, I budgeted 30 baht to the dollar, assuming that everything above that was a luxury. That's about how I figure things too. Now, I don't want it to be at 30. I'd rather be at 33. If it's at 32, I'm like, okay, 32.1. Let's just keep it pegged at 32.1, 32.5. Okay, that's great. When you get under 32, I start going, oh man, this sucks. You know, you're leaving money on the table. Yeah, well, that's nice. That's always nice. Okay, so for those of you who don't know, my name is Scott, and I'm an American who's been living here. Next November will be 32 years, and that will be half of my life that I've been living here. I've been on YouTube for 13 years, some of it good, some of it not so good, but basically I work on videos and streams about Thailand, Southeast Asia, and various other destinations, expat destinations around the world. I went on a trip about, a year and a half ago around the world, went to about 7 different countries. Probably next year, I'll at least be going to the States and maybe one country in Europe. I don't know. Anyway, if you like this stream, hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed already, subscribe. I'd appreciate it. Hit the notification bell. Chuck, my friend Chuck, I spoke to him today on the phone. He goes, I never get notifications from your channel. And I go, you got to click the bell. You have to hit the notification bell, and that way you don't miss any upcoming videos or streams. One more thing, if you need a consultation, or then very easy, just email me at anamericaninbangkok@gmail.com. I also have a book available. It's down in the description. Everything's down in the description. The link, super chats, they're all right there. All you have to do is click on the buttons, and then if you look down below in the description, there's everything you need. The Cash App, how to become a sponsor on the channel, which basically you hit the join button. Amazon, pick up one of my books. If you just want to follow me on social media, I'm there. That's great. And then we have the people who help out the channel. So there you go. All right, now, as I said, it was colder this morning, and it doesn't look like it's going to get any warmer. It's still overcast. Maybe it's going to rain. I don't know. But let me just see what the baht is right now. Let's just take one more real quick look. Now, it's 31.7, so that's it for the day. If you're not retirement age, what is the best way to stay long term? Visa runs seem to be a pain. What do you think about the elite visa? Dude, you can't do visa runs. If you want to live here, then get the proper visa. You know, seriously. And if you're not of age, then you're going to need an elite visa. You're going to need an LTR visa. You're going to need, I mean, maybe you can use a DTV visa. I don't know. What else? Well, you can't, if you were married, I'd say you could get a marriage visa. But that's not going to work. You get an ED visa, but it depends. An ED visa is usually something that you use to legitimately get an education here of some kind. But you can use it if, you know, like if you're 49 or something, you can usually use that, and you can figure out a way to make it to 50 and then get a retirement visa. So, you know, other than that, there's a reason why they don't want people who are 21 moving here. For the most part, most people 21 don't have the money. They are not stable enough. And listen, I moved here and I was 32. And I would, now looking at me, I would have said, no, I wasn't stable enough. No. But back then, you can get a tourist visa for 15 months. So it was a different time back then. Well, that one's done. That was a much different era. You could do visa runs. There were people here who, they would come here for a month. They would go out of the country for a day, not even, they'd go out for an hour, a half an hour. They'd go across the border, they'd come right back. That was a visa run. They go out of the country, come right back in, they get another month. And they lived here for 15, 20 years at a time. Thailand doesn't want people doing that now, because what they get is they get a lot of dregs of society who are living off of next to nothing, who are abusing the system. And, you know, I always hearken back to the one guy who, this is, oh my God, it's got to be almost 10 years now, Bernard. And I like Bernard. Bernard was all right. But one day he came in and he goes, they're booting me out. And I said, what do you mean they're booting you out? Yeah, they're booting me out, man. I can't believe it. These fuckers. And I'm like, wait a minute. Why are they booting you out? Because they say that I don't have the right visa. I said, well, what visa are you here on? Oh, I'm here on the visa exemption. I'm like, well, that's not a proper visa. He goes, oh, I'm here. I'm allowed to stay here. I said, you're allowed to stay here for a brief period of time. You're not allowed to stay here for the rest of your life on that. There's a reason why it's a visa exemption or a tourist visa or something like that. A tourist does not live in the country. And, well, they need tourists. Yeah, they need tourists, but they don't need assholes that are staying in the country for as long as they want, off of next to nothing. And let's face it, when you're 21 years old, when you're 22 years old, how many of you have $3 million sitting in the bank? $10 million sitting in the bank generating a certain amount every month so you can live very comfortably here? That doesn't happen. Almost nobody does that. Maybe from the Middle East. But that doesn't happen here. Not a gambling man, but I would wager that a majority of the Farang making the headlines for stupidity of those who's circumventing the system till they get caught. So anyway, I tell the guy, dude, go out and get a visa. Oh, what do I got to do to get a visa? Well, you know what you got to do. You want a retirement visa, that's 800,000 baht. It's about $26,000. Oh, I don't want to put that much money in Thailand. You don't want to put that much money in. Well, it's going to let you live here. Yeah, I don't want to do that. Well, then you've got to do something else then. You're going to have to find some way else, like get the elite visa, pay for it, blah, blah, blah. And he just didn't want to do it. And then never heard from him again. He left. Fuck them. I don't care about them. Oh, okay. They don't care about you either. You're just another number. That's all you are. Nobody cares about you. Nobody cares about me. Only person who cares about me are my wife and kids. They care if I'm going to get booted out. And let me tell you something. My wife is not active. She doesn't deal with me, and my kids don't deal with me when I deal with the legalities of living in Thailand. They don't do a thing. I would have to come to them and go, I'm getting kicked out now. What? Why? Do you need money? What's the deal? That would be it. Oh, thank you, Jim. I'm glad you care about me. You know what I mean. That's how we feel in the U.S. So when I come to retire, I will follow the laws as be. As you should. I mean, I am a law-abiding citizen here. And I always have been. The worst that I might have done, a while back is crack somebody. Somebody was mouthing off or somebody got in my face and I hit him. Something like that. But I don't do that anymore. I'm an older guy. I don't need to be doing these things. I'm very peaceful, very mellow now. I don't bother anybody. Get into a legal situation, I'm out of there. And I don't want to deal with this. Sorry. I don't get myself into those situations. Cop asked me for my passport. Here you go right now. You're not allowed to ask me that. Say what? This ain't America. This is Thailand. You show respect. Period. That is the biggest thing here. Show respect. Oh yeah, head to all those places. Dude, you are a dumb fuck. I'm going to tell you that straight up. You are a dumb shit. If you think that Vietnam is better than Thailand, if you think that Cambodia is better than Thailand, I mean, if you think Laos, oh God, get out of here. I went to Laos a year and a half ago. There's no way it even competes with Thailand. Malaysia, okay, maybe. The Philippines, sorry. If you're going there for a piece of ass and you want to live with your girl, okay. But let me tell you something. This place, if you want to spend a little money and you don't mind following some rules, as you have rules everywhere, then you don't have any problems. You want to go live in Vietnam? Okay, go out of the country every 3 months. I mean, really. Tell me, how is Cambodia so much better than Thailand? It's nowhere near what Thailand is. Well, I think actually both countries need to pull their head out and start talking to each other and start figuring out what they can do to alleviate their problems. Now, I've been to Preva here. I have some live streams up. I think I have a couple of videos up. I went with Mr. Billy, and we were there in the bunker, Cambodia's bunker, looking over at the Thais. And they told me, oh, we have to watch them all the time. We have to watch them all the time. And I was like, okay, I guess. I don't think they're ready to run over into your territory, but okay, whatever, Not my country. And, war breaks out and they start really fighting, like in Bangkok. Bangkok starts getting bombed or something like that. I'm out of here. I'm taking my family. We're leaving. Bye. See you later. I'll get out of here any way I can, as quick as I can. So, you know, dude, I mean, really, the guy who said that, what's his name? Ergen Yil Zoglu, or whatever your name is. I've seen your comments that you post, and some of them are moderately intelligent. They're okay, but some of them are out there, dude. You are out there. If you've lived here and you've traveled, listen, I've been to Cambodia more than 50 times. I've been there for a month at a time, several times. I wouldn't live in Cambodia unless I absolutely had to. My buddy lives there. He loves it because he's single and he doesn't have to fuck with anybody. He wants to get laid. He goes out, he gets himself a chick. Boom, she's gone. See you later. All right. Got my weasel greased. He's got money coming in. He pays for everything. He's in decent shape. He doesn't bother anymore. All he wants to do is eat, drink, do a little work, you know, go shopping once in a while. That's all he does. It's a peaceful life, peaceful existence. You want to go to Vietnam and stay in Vietnam? Okay, great. Oh yeah, they're working on that retirement visa. Oh yeah, they're working on it. They've been working on it for years. Oh, bullshit. Now, visa rules in Cambodia, okay, they're easy now, right now. And listen, I understand it, but you know what? Guess what? Making a country easy to live in doesn't mean it's a great place to live. In Albania, you can go to Albania and stay there for a year. If you're an American, you don't need a visa. Now, would I live in Albania? Maybe. Would I live in Cambodia? Only if I absolutely had to. Oh yeah, I might even get citizenship. You're not going to get citizenship in Cambodia unless you make an investment. Okay? That's how it works. Please, don't even start on that because you're so lost. You haven't got a clue. And Vietnam, forget about it. Again, you need a rather healthy investment. We're talking about 250 to 500,000 at least. Put your money into their system, into their government. Spend money. And guess what? You don't have to spend nearly that much. You don't even have to give the Thais your money here. You just have to put it in the bank. Really. I hate to say it, but you guys are lost. You are really lost, dude. And you know, big deal. I know if I want, I can go over and get a visa in Cambodia for $300. Okay. The thing is that first of all, even if I did get a passport, the passport is not that strong. So what do I want that for? No, I don't. The same thing goes with Vietnam. Do I really want to become a Vietnamese citizen? No, I don't. Why? For what? Put what? What is it? What are you talking about? So couldn't a guy put it in a CD? Well, interest rates are very bad here. They're not very good. They're like 0.5% or something, 0.25%. But no, you can't put them into a CD. Can you get a permanent visa in Thailand? Of course. What is every 90-day rule? You don't even know? You don't even know what that is? You don't have to go to immigration police, you idiot. You can do it online. You can mail it in. That's just so that they know your address is not changed. Big deal. You get an agent will do it for you. You don't have to do that shit if you're smart. But if you want, I mean, it's not a big deal. You just go online. You do it online. It takes you 2 minutes. Jesus Christ. I don't think that the fight between Cambodia and Thailand is going to have any effect except for people going to that area. I mean, you know, so you can't go to the Preva here. Okay, no big deal. The minimum money Thai wants. What does that mean? The minimum they want, 10 million baht. I don't know. What are you talking about? Wants for what? You're not making yourself clear. 90-day reporting, it takes me like 2 minutes. That's what it takes me. That's it. It's nothing. It's a nothing burger. And everybody's like, well, I don't want to do that. Oh, there's a lot of other things that other countries make you do that you think are not that big of a deal. And guess what? If you really think about it, you shouldn't have to do them either. But countries make you do things for a reason. They have rules and regulations for their own reasons. And people can say what they want about Thailand. And listen, I'll be the first to defend Thailand because you have so many losers from Russia, from China, from America, from all over the world they just want to stay here. And if they got to rip people off to be able to stay here, they'll do it. I know people that would smuggle heroin to be able to stay here full time. Thank you very much, Mortgage Mike. Oh, listen, over the years, the number of dumbasses that I have spoken to, I can't even begin. I've forgotten more of them than I remember, for sure. Well, thank you very much, Mortgage Mike. And anybody else who feels inclined to give a super chat, that's very good. Thank you. I appreciate it. Because all this money goes to me going on trips like I'm going to go on next week, where you guys are sitting at home living vicariously through me. What's Scott doing? Oh, he's going out into the jungle. He's going rafting. He's going out into the river. He's going among wild animals. Oh my God. You know, the reason I stopped the letters thing is, first of all, I got bored with them. And I thought to myself, how many dumbasses are there out there? And then after a while, I just went, no matter what I do, nobody is going to listen. Most people don't listen. Oh, my girl is different. She's beautiful and she's young, and I don't care that she works in the bar. Well, you should care that she works in the bar. There's a reason why she works in the bar and she doesn't work anywhere else. Because I can tell you that most of the girls who are working in bars, they're doing so because they feel like they don't have any other opportunities. They need to support their kids, whatever. And I'm not slamming them. But if you want to make a decision, then, you know, listen, people smirk all over the world, buddy. I'm smirking at you right now and I'm smiling. Does that make me an asshole? Maybe, and I don't care. And in Thailand, they smile for a lot of different reasons, which shows just how little you know about their culture. They smile because they don't want to get involved in conflict. That's not how they resolve their problems. They don't want to resolve their problems with conflict, fighting. That's not what they want. Most of the time, they want to resolve it with a smile and with a acknowledgement. And that can mean, yes, I agree with you. Yes, I understand what you're saying. But it doesn't always mean, yes, I'm so happy with you. No country wants bums who are a drain on their society. And that's why they have guidelines for you here. Listen, if I don't make the guidelines, then guess what? I'm out of here. I'm going. I'm leaving. I'll be somewhere else. But that ain't going to happen. Knock on wood. but it isn't going to happen ever. If I don't want to leave this country, I'm not leaving, because I love it here. Even with all the shitty paint jobs on the shop houses and the rules that sometimes people don't understand. Guess what? You don't have to understand them. You're not here to understand their rules. You're either here to abide by them or not abide by them. You don't want to do the 90-day report. Don't do it. That's all. Don't do the 90-day report. See what happens. But, you know, countries have guidelines and laws for reasons. I mean, you know, where on earth, let me just tell you something. You think about the United States. They have that, I don't know if they still have it in place or what the deal was. I think it was in Oregon, where you could go and rob like $800 or $1,000 of stuff, and they can't do anything to you. You can come into the country and somebody will go, you're undocumented. No, you're not undocumented. You're illegally here. Let's get it straight. Let's just call a spade a spade. If I came into Thailand illegally, they're not going to say you're an undocumented illegal. They're going to say you're illegal. That's what they're going to say. You're an undocumented American. No, you're illegally here and you're an American. Why didn't you come in legally? That's what they would say. Oh, I'm such a millionaire. Listen, I'm not a millionaire, buddy. Get it straight. Get your head. You have no idea. Well, what's the matter? You can't afford it? If you can't afford it, then find another way. That's all I got to say to you. Oh, I can't afford it. I'm going to go live in Cambodia where I can just pay $300 and I'll get my visa. Okay, that's great. Then do it. Go to Vietnam. Live in Vietnam. You think they fucking smirk at you here? Oh my God, get your head out of your ass. Those Vietnamese are smirking at you every chance they can get. You think you're so smart going over there. Oh, I'm in Vietnam. I'm doing good here. Oh, wow. Generally, people are nice. But some places, they're not nice. And guess what? I guarantee you the Vietnamese will smirk at you too. Unbelievable. You people are unbelievable. You guys, some of you that come in here are absolutely unbelievable. You are chowderheads. Dude, you're a chowderhead. I'll tell you that right now. Now, I admit that when the baht gets stronger, 31.7, it hurts. If you're here on a US dollar income, it's like an uppercut to the ribs. If you're a tourist, every tuk-tuk ride might feel like you're in London. This is a version of Thailand when tourists look at menus and go, I think I'll pass on this. And there are people leaving, but guess what? There's just as many people coming. Now, I personally think the economy is in the toilet. That's just my own opinion here. I don't think it's doing very well, and I know it from what I've read and what I understand. The economy here is not doing very well. It has to do with recovering from COVID and not fully recovering, and the Chinese tourists not coming, and when the baht is at like 36, you're like clicking your heels. When it's at 34, it's annoying. When it gets down to 32, you start really looking at prices. You start going, When it gets to 31.7, it feels like it shouldn't be so. But, you know, you end up forgetting about it. Listen, if you gotta transfer money, and like I said before, if you got $33,000 on $1,000 and then you have $31,500, you're losing quite a bit of money. You're losing 1,500 baht. You know, that's like $48. So I'd rather that the dollar is strong than the dollar is weak. But you can't have everything you want. If I need to make a transfer of $1,000, I'm going to go, okay, I'll make the transfer. You know, maybe I got to give up something. Maybe I can't buy as much lamb. I don't know. Maybe I can't go and buy salmon from Norway. I have to buy the cheap stuff. You know, I mean, whatever. But expats are not tourists, and they're not here for 10 days splashing cash everywhere. They're here every month, every year, and they are what keeps the economy steady when the tourists are not here and they disappear. All right, what is all this? It's much easier to go to America or Europe and get a permanent visa, even citizenship within 5 years. You get fuck all, even if you stay legally in Thailand. So then don't come here. What do you want me to say? You're so unhappy and, you know, then don't come here. Go somewhere else. Fucking A. It's much worse in the Philippines. I've seen so much happen to expats over the years in the Philippines, and it's getting worse. So many foreigners on the streets. 5 years ago, US dollar, 30.4. So at least going in an upward direction. Listen, it might have been 30.4, but I guarantee you it went up to about 36. Yeah, I don't eat local. I'm sorry. I just don't eat local now because it does not adhere to the diet that I want to eat. And the Philippines, you're saying go to the Philippines. I know, I wish Jim was here. The other Jim. Jim from the Philippines. Well, he worked in the Philippines. He worked for years in the Philippines. I think he's in Alpharetta now. But he comes over because he's got a girlfriend here. And I've talked to him at length about this. He told me, our company doesn't want to do business in the Philippines because they're constantly ripping us off. There you go. Here he is. How is business in the Philippines, Jim? Jesus Christ. You know, let me just give you a little advice, everybody. When you come over to another country, make sure you got money outside of the country that they can't tap into, that they can't touch, that they can't rip you off with. Make sure you're not working for them where they go, oh, by the way, you got to pay that 20% fee to the government. Huh? What are you talking about? That's an example. Make sure there are some other things that they can't tap into. Oh, yeah, head to Cambodia, Bali, the Philippines. Get the fuck out of here, you fucking moron. You're a moron. Go to the Philippines. You got people telling you right here. The Philippines is far worse than Thailand. Go to Cambodia. Okay. Tell me, what attractions does Cambodia have? What great places to go does Cambodia have? They have several. But compared to Thailand, they're like Thailand's 3-year-old brother. Okay? I hate to say that. And Cambodia has made a lot of leaps and bounds and done a lot better than they used to be. They're quite a bit better than they used to be. But forget about it. Bali, listen, I don't want to go, no offense, Australians, I don't want to go to a place that's like little Australia or it's a little expat. That's what it is. Bali is for expats. I don't want that. I never have wanted that. Okay? Jesus Christ. Easier visa. An easier visa doesn't mean shit, buddy. You know what? My visa's easy. It's easy. Easy, easy, easy. It's a piece of cake. I told my friend today. He's like, I just kind of want to... Now, he has money. Chucky has money. He said, I just want to get... I don't want to pay for a 20-year visa or anything like that. He goes, I just want to be able to stay somewhere part-time. I want to be able to stay there part-time and stay in Taiwan part-time. Okay, great. So I don't want to have to worry about the visas. Okay, well, if you really want, you get yourself a retirement visa. Come here on an exemption. Go ahead and get yourself a retirement visa. put the money in the bank, and you're good to go. You just need to go ahead and make sure that if you're going to be here, if you're going to have that kind of a visa, that you renew it when it needs to be renewed. And you can do that up to 3 months in advance. So it's not a problem. Very simple to do. Right? You can do that. And then you go to Taiwan, and he goes, in Taiwan, they give you 3 months. You leave for a day, and you come back, and you're there for 3 months again. They don't dick around. They don't play these games like in Thailand or whatever. That's what he said. So, okay. So then if you want, you go there for 3 months, and you come over here for 3 months, and you go back there for 3 months, and you come back here for 3 months. Really, wow, so difficult. And it's all because you, what's your name? Erga, whatever the hell you call it. Ergun. I'll just call you Ergun. Because you don't have the money or the desire to spend the money and do things the legal way. Listen, I want a Swiss passport. I want to live in the Caymans. But I don't have the means to be able to do those things and fly around the world. Now, if I was a multimillionaire, I would probably do it. Just for the ease. And because the money is like, it's drop in the bucket. But I value my money. You know. Is that the Jim who now is in Cambodia? No. There's this Jim, Loom Jim. He's in Chayapum. And then there's the other Jim, who I think is in Alpharetta, Georgia right now. To enter the U.S., they are looking at requirement for 5 years of the person's social media history. Well, let me just give you a little piece of advice. Another one. My wife, she's Thai. Now, she wanted to get into the United States. And I said, oh, well, I don't know. Maybe I'll have to sponsor you. I'm not sure. I don't know how hard it'll be for you to get in. She goes, I think it'll be pretty easy. I go, really? I don't know. So she goes, you just help me fill out all the paperwork. I said, okay. We go over. We fill all the paperwork out. She gets an appointment at the U.S. Embassy. U.S. Embassy gives her a date. She goes in. She says, no, you don't have to go with me. I can do this myself. I said, all right. Because they won't let me in anyway. So she goes in. In 10 minutes, she comes out. She calls me. All right, I'll have my visa in 2 days. And I go, that's all they did to vet you? And she goes, I guess they did everything online. They got everything they needed. She showed her bank statements. She showed that she has 2 kids with me. She shows that she's married to me. She showed that where we're going to go, where she's going to stay. We just wrote down the address. That's all. And then she got her Shenzhen visa for Europe. Very easy. Boom. Fill out the paperwork. Boom. She had it in like 2 days, 3 days. Now, I don't think she's anything really special. She's a normal Thai. So, not a big deal. Fresh markets are definitely where it's at. Well, yeah, they can be. I think you need to use them for what they're meant for. I go there sometimes to get just to get the vegetables. Sometimes I'll get some, I don't really buy fruit there that much. Maybe I'm going to get some bananas today. I don't know. Haven't seen the banana girl in a while. But I get vegetables quite often because they're a little bit cheaper than here. I used to buy eggs there, but you know what? I don't buy the eggs there now. They're not that much cheaper. They're about 10 baht cheaper, and then I got to walk all the way down there. And then I got to go walk all the way back to go to where I'm going to get the taxi. So I'm like, it's not worth it. Now, I don't buy pork there. Now I need to find some lamb. If I can find lamb there, I'll buy lamb from there. My wife buys shrimp there. So we buy shrimp and squid. But that's about it. Hang on a second. Wait, I'm losing it here. I gotta put my glasses on. Thailand demographic situation is awful. I just watched a video. What does that mean? I'm amused by the foreigners who complain about Thai visa rules because it doesn't meet their approval. Every country is different. Don't expect changes to be made on your behalf. Exactly. I mean, who are you? Who are you? Oh, Jesus Christ. Shut the fuck up. You really are an idiot. They're not called shrimp. The shrimp that I get are called shrimp, idiot. God. Oh my God, man. They're not the giant shrimp. I don't go out and buy those. Oh my God. And quite frankly, I don't usually buy the shrimp. My wife does. Okay? And the reason that I have been buying them, and I'm going to probably buy, I don't know, probably about 15 bucks, maybe 30 bucks worth today, because you get 2 packages for about $7.85. 2 big packages. And those packages, 1 package is a meal, and I have 1 a day. Let's see here. I gotta be able to read this shit. Forget about Thailand. Oh yeah, forget about Thailand. To enter the Philippines is a no-go. Infrastructure, medical. Yeah, it's not even close to Thailand. I'm sorry, man. You know, I like the Philippines and I love the Filipino people. They're great. And I still know a lot of people there. You need to make me a moderator to eliminate these dumbass comments. You're going to have a heart attack. No, I'm not. Believe me, I'm not going to have a heart attack. I don't give a shit about this comment. Let me just tell you. I can sit here right now and call somebody a dumb fuck or tell them I think what you're saying is idiotic. I don't really care. It doesn't affect my life. The corruption is ridiculous. Yes, it is, and I think Jim could attest to that. There's corruption everywhere, buddy. I hate to tell you this. And corruption in Thailand, sometimes, you know, okay, you pay 500 baht. You didn't have a helmet on. You pay 500 baht. You're out of it. Oh, wow. Sometimes you pay your way out of something. Sometimes you don't. But that happens all over the world, my friend, even in America. When's the last time you visited home? I was there was it last year? I was there April, May, I think it was June or July of 2023, and I'll be going back in a couple of months. Your Thai genre legend got gift of gab. Okay, use fresh markets for my restaurant. Okay. But I'm in Karat, and I'll probably do a little bit cheaper than Bangkok. $40 billion a month starting this month. Yes, I know that. No, due pricing is not considered corruption. It's considered the way things are done. Now, if Thailand wants to start taxing me, well, then you're not going to be able to charge me double. That's all. And what about you? What about you, dumb fuck? Where do you live right now? Where are you living? In America? Is that where you live? Or you live in Vietnam and you're so happy going out every 3 months? What is it? Please tell me. Enlighten me. Ah, 31.74 right now. London, England. Okay. Oh, well, London. Hey, oh, listen, that's a fantastic place to live. Oh, my God. I wouldn't want to live anywhere else on earth. I'd have to live in London. And I've been to London like 20 times. Seriously. And I stayed there for 2 months on one occasion. And a couple of weeks on a couple of other occasions. And let me just tell you something. London doesn't have anything on any of these places. And I like London. London, you know, it has its own way about it, its own personality. But I like Thailand. That's all. Very simple. Anyway, all right, let's get back to this here. A strong Baht is a direct tax on foreigners living here. It makes your Social Security worth less. I know that. Your transfers are worth less. Your savings are worth less. And Thailand doesn't say it out loud, but a strong Baht is the middle finger to every expat who propped up parts of this economy for decades. Hey, Sammy, how you doing? I don't think they're doing it on purpose. It just happens. I've been to Manchester. What was that other? I've been to Brighton Beach. This was many years ago. Now, when you look at tourists, this is supposedly the golden goose. The government loves to talk about how they want value over volume, and they're trying to attract the millionaire travelers and chase away the backpackers, but tourists don't want to feel like they're being ripped off. And at 31.74, Thailand kind of, it's not quite as good of a deal, quite honestly. It starts to feel like a slightly cheaper Hawaii. You get families from Europe and Australia who show up expecting 2012 prices, and instead they get drinks for 250 baht. Taxis are charging them triple what they think they should be paying, and hotels are nudging closer to Western rates. Listen, I was telling Jono the other day, I go, can you believe the frickin' price of onions? And he's like, oh my God. Onions, avocados. Thai avocados are not very good, okay? Onions, they're like $2, $2.50 for like 3 or 4 brown onions. I'm like, why are they so expensive? They're coming from the dirt. I don't think they're this expensive in America. Tomatoes are expensive. A strong baht pushes tourists, especially like that Ergun guy, to Vietnam, Malaysia, Indonesia, the Philippines, places where they still feel like, oh, I'm getting a great value here. So Thailand may have a strong currency, but a strong currency doesn't put money in the hotel rooms. It pushes people away. And this is the problem. And Thailand cannot, the economy cannot sustain this. And I look at the numbers here that I've seen over the years and the stories and just shake my head. Thailand needs a slightly weaker baht the way a fish needs water. You tell them, yeah. I don't miss New York City speed cameras. Listen, I went to New York City 2 trips ago. Was it 2 trips ago? No, I went the last trip. I went, like a year and a half ago. And I went also a couple of trips before that. I like New York. I mean, if you want to be in the city surrounded by people and around noise and all that kind of stuff, it's a city, it's great. It's fantastic. And so is Bangkok, oh yeah. But sometimes I don't want to be around the noise. I don't want to be around all the people. I want my own space. I want to be able to go, oh yeah, I'm relaxing here. I'm chilling. I got my toes in the sand. And I'm like this, waiting for the fly to come in my mouth. Or I'm out in the jungle, which is where I'm going next week. I'll be out in the jungle. I like that. I like it. I was telling Jono, you know, it's nice being able to piddle around and go have a coffee and talk to one of your buddies and go get some groceries and run an errand or two and then go home and take your time and spend some time with the kids and watch some TV and fall asleep when you want to and wake up when you want to. Yeah, that's great. But sometimes I need something to motivate me, to activate me, to really get me going, to make me feel alive. And sometimes it's cities. But other times it's, I want to go out in the middle of nowhere. Listen, now I'm like, if I had the money, I would be in the Congo. I would go there. I'd go on the river. I'd do all this shit. Just to feel alive, not feel like, oh, I'm 63 years old, I'm getting old now. You know. No, what's the answer, dumb fuck? Dude, you are an idiot. You think all men come here for that? You are so lost, dude. You think all men come here for pussy? Smart men don't ever chase the pussy. The pussy chases them. I've been married for almost 30 years. And before I was with her, I tore the whole town up. And I mean more than you would believe. You have no frickin' clue. Dude, I've forgotten more women than you ever fucking remembered. And I'm serious. You want to talk about a body count, your body count might be 100. Multiply that times 30 or 40. Get real. You're talking about this shit as if, oh wow, it's such a big deal. We all go for the women. Well, you go for the paid women. That's what you come here for. You come here if you want to pay money for the women. It's like going to 7-Eleven. Big fucking deal. Get yourself some hot looking 8 or 9 that doesn't want money. She's like, whatever you want, sweetie, I just want you happy. When you get somebody like that, okay, then you come talk to me, all right, pal? Believe me, I've shown pictures of my wife when she was 22 years old and when I first got with her. And people were like, you're fucking batting above your average, pal. And I was like, I never think that way, ever. I mean, back then I had hair. But I never think that way. I just won't let myself. No, I didn't come here for love and marriage, you fucking idiot. Oh my God, dude, you are so fucking stupid and naive. You really have got a fucking rod up your ass, and you don't even know it. Dude, seriously. How many times you been to Thailand? Why don't you tell me that? Tell me how many times you've been to Thailand. Let's hear it. Anxious to hear this. 3 times? That's it? Oh my God. So let me ask you something. How do you think you compare, your knowledge compares with my knowledge? Do you think you're anywhere near what I am? I can tell you you're not. Truly, I have forgotten more than you will probably ever know. And I mean that. And I'm not just saying it. It's true. I've been damn near everywhere in Thailand and in Southeast Asia. How old are you? My God, he's been here 3 fucking times. You're the kind of newbie who comes here and thinks that, well, I've been here 3 times now, so I know so much. You don't know shit. You barely begin to get the fucking paper off the onion. No, I don't sell coffee. Yeah, I mean, listen, the smart man who ends up with a woman in Thailand is a guy who ends up with an educated, hardworking, smart woman. The dumb fuck is the guy who generally, I'm not saying all, but generally, they go to Pattaya, they meet some girl, they're married for 5 years, the girl just abuses them or chews them up and spits them out, and I love it. I love this kind of extreme. They go to Pattaya, and the girl chews them up and spits them out, and then the guy's like, Thai women are so fucked up. Oh, God. Woo! Wow. I guess that makes you somebody special now, doesn't it? Dude, seriously. If you want to have a man-to-man where you just let your ego go, then go ahead. I'm freely willing to speak to you and have no ego, and we can talk together. But when you come in here and you think you can tell everybody where they should go and what they should do, after you come here 3 fucking times, you don't even know your fucking asshole here. You barely know how to use a squat toilet. Dude, really, oh God, don't even. I don't care how much money you have. Just because you have money doesn't mean you're not an idiot. Yeah, I know. Oh, don't you know who I am? No, you know what? I don't know. I don't care about who you are. And what I can say is, I don't care if anybody knows who I am, but I can tell you that when I walk around in most places, I'm respected. And I mean that in a non-egotistical way. I go places and people just know. I get into a taxi, I say 2 words to the driver, he knows right away. I gotta turn this meter on, let's just get out of here. If he says to me, 3, I mean, I can't even, if I'm around here, nobody ever says to me, 100 baht, 200 baht. Nobody does that shit. You know, oh my God. Well, you got to carry yourself with a modicum of class. I may not be the classiest, but I definitely am not, without class. I don't go around bragging that I fly privately, and I have flown privately before. There you go. I've flown first class, I've flown business class, I've flown economy. Okay, big fucking deal. What does that mean? It doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean shit. You take a dump just like I do. Dude, I will give you a hard time every day of the week. You need to understand something. You've been here 3 times, you don't know shit. You don't know jack shit. And there are some people that come here and they're here for a year or 2, and they're actually pretty dialed in. They're pretty smart. They know about what's going on here. But I can tell that's not you. It's just not. Okay? Anyway. Now, with a strong baht, exports are not competitive. Tourists tend to spend less. Expats tend to spend less. Remittances drop. Investors hesitate, and the GDP suffers. What kills me is that when people who make these decisions, the central banks, the talking heads, the politicians, they don't pay the price. The regular people do. Small business owners do. The guy running a noodle shop does. The resort owner in Phuket does. The expat with a fixed income does. A strong baht is a confidence illusion. It looks good in a headline, and it kills you on the street. What is this? Oh, now you're going to start attacking me because I've attacked you for everything that I can and that is actually true? Fuck you. Listen, Sinsod is not a dowry. Okay? You American Shrek. Fuck off. You're probably some fucking Indian fucking peckerhead who has never even been to fucking Thailand. Up yours, mate. Oh, fuck off. Listen, the next time you come to Thailand, come see me and we'll talk like men, okay? Otherwise, fuck off. Bye-bye. $13 compared to a few years ago. Thailand has lost $13 for every hour. Shut up. Whoa, where's all this anger coming from there, pal? A few years ago, it was 56, you fucking idiot. Did you know that? Were you here for that? Did you know that? It was 50 fucking 6, and now it's 31. Fucking dumbass. Another dummy. God, that guy's just... What the fuck you come in there guns blazing for? The baht is definitely stronger, but the reality is our dollar buys between 2 to 5 times more here in Thailand. All that doesn't matter, Bill. I hate to tell you this. That doesn't matter. Oh, it buys 2 to 5 times more. No, it doesn't. It doesn't buy 2 to 5 times more. When I buy shrimp, I'm not buying 2 to 5 times more shrimp. When I go and buy salmon, I'm not buying 2 to 5 times more salmon. When I buy tomatoes, I'm not buying 2 to 5 times more tomatoes or avocados or anything like that. It's not happening. I'm not talking about imports. I'm talking about Thai goods. If I want a pair of Nike tennis shoes, I'm not getting them for half price or a fifth of the price. So that's not really true. It does depend on what you're buying. That's true. And the mad dash is on. Okay, we're back. Now, I don't think this is going to last. And I've lived through this cycle more times than I can count. And when the baht gets into this range, 31, 32, it never stays here. It always snaps back because the fundamentals of Thailand won't support this strong of a currency. I don't see it going back down to 25. Tourists don't spend enough. Exports can't compete. The government needs the foreign money, and debt is too high, and wages are too low. And politically, listen, Thailand's always a coin toss. the baht can be strong temporarily, but it will not sustain. And that's a historical pattern, okay? All right, what is this? I thought I saw something on here. Scott, I have to say, whoever got in the boxing ring with you better have their guard up. You probably knocked the shit out of him. Well, I'm 63, man. I haven't really been in the ring for about 30 years, but yeah, that's all I'm going to say. A strong Thai baht makes the country feel expensive. It makes foreigners more cautious. It makes people complain more. It makes everyone feel squeezed. Listen, I'm not complaining. It is what it is. And there are factors at work that, everybody either agrees with or disagrees with. Personally, I hope that the dollar gets stronger. But if it doesn't, I'm fine. Now, there is a point where I go, I'm not fine anymore. But I'm a ways off from there. I mean, if it went to 25, I'd be fine. Now, if it went below 25, I'd be like, I got to get out of here. It's time to go elsewhere. Now, places have a soul and a rhythm, and when you disturb that rhythm, the place feels different. And, it kind of tastes different, and people act differently, and a too strong baht changes the vibe of Thailand, and not necessarily for the better. Everybody used to say to me, oh, Thailand's so cheap. It's so cheap. And I used to go, no, it's not cheap. It's cheaper. That was a long time ago. And now people are starting to realize it's not that Thailand is so cheap. Some things are cheap, of course. Sometimes I get things off of Shopee, and they're dirt cheap. I'm like, how did it? But it's coming from China. Sometimes they're coming from China. The parts are coming from China. I'm waiting for a cover for my DJI Osmo. It's a little plastic, a little rubber cover. You can get them all day long. I got it for 18 baht. So I got two of them for 36 baht. So for 60 cents each, I got one of these little rubber caps. Cheap. That's cheap, right? You would think it's cheap. Now, not necessarily today, not necessarily tomorrow, but soon, the baht, I think, will drift back towards 33. And who knows, maybe 34 after that. I don't know after that. I can't predict, and I'm not a predictor of these things, but just from what I've seen online and what I've researched, it will go back up to 33 for sure. Then if it goes up to 34, 35, hey man, like I said, our toes are tapping. Because Thailand can't function with the baht this strong for a long period of time. Their economy will not allow it. And then when it weakens a little bit, maybe people will start to breathe a little bit easier, and tourists will feel better, expats will feel better, businesses will feel better, and even the government will feel a little bit better. Thailand kind of functions best when the baht is moderate, not inflated. So, again, what does it mean? What does it mean for us? Well, let me tell you. As I said before, if you're getting the Social Security, a pension, you have investments, even YouTube income, whatever, everything that you get from the U.S. is suddenly worth less. Your cost of living automatically jumped up, maybe 10%, maybe 15%. Your normal lifestyle might cost a little bit more. Food, rent, gas, transport, coffee, everything feels tighter. Now, I can tell you, let me think here. 31 point, let's just say 31.7. Let me do it this way so I can add. 31.7, 525, so that's a 31. So that's 80208, 16. So that's 42. Put your 4 up there, 0. What is this? Wait a minute. Oh, just put it like that. Yeah, we're looking at somewhere around. Well, I got to do this here. What is this? 3170, 280. Okay, so you got to go there. Okay, so it's $1. $1.66. For me, I bought coffee, 2 coffees, okay, a water, and I bought a dirty coffee. Now this is 150 baht, 125 baht, sorry. This is 25 baht. This is 375 baht. Altogether 525 baht. That's $1.66. Now, if it was, we'll say 32, just 32. Well, it's still going to be about, it's still going to be, that's going to be $1.25. Oh, that, we're all right there. So it'll be $1.618. It'd be about $1.61. So I save, is that what it is? It's 4 cents more. Now, yeah, so about $1.60 versus $1.66, $1.61 versus $1.66. Because I'm paying with my Wise card. I'm paying in US dollars. Because I didn't want to transfer the money. Now, that's what it means. It means you're paying more every time. If you're just, let's say you're using a card, you're paying more. And that's not the exchange rate, it's the exchange rate you're getting, which right now is 31.7. You have less flexibility, less freedom, and the whole point of living here is not stressing about every bill, and a strong baht can erode that buffer. And fortunately, it hasn't done that yet, to me or to most of my friends. It's not doing that. But we don't want to see it continuing in the path that it's going. And what it does is it does make some expats rethink their life here, because they start thinking, why am I here if everything is so expensive? Well, they're here for the lifestyle. It's not necessarily just for the value, but the value is a big deal. That's why everybody wants to know the cost of living. And you can't say anymore, oh, you can live here for $800 or $1,000. Now, you still can, but it's tough. You know, in 2019, people started having to pay more, and a lot of guys just up and left. And Thailand kind of stops feeling like it's a bargain. It feels like a cheaper Hawaii, or like Bali, or Phuket level Bali, or even parts of Mexico. Not like dirt cheap Thailand. When I first came here, man, it was dirt cheap. I mean dirt cheap. So cheap. God. You think about it. Yeah, okay, it was 25 when I first came here. Then it started getting weaker, but then when it hit 56, which was, I forget, it was 97, I think. 97, 98. It was 56, 55, 56. You think about if you have that kind of baht for your dollars now. Well, of course, but when it gets, You say that now, and I say that now, of course. However, if the price continues to rise, then you get to a tipping point, and that's what it is. You get to the point and you just go, hey, this is too damn expensive. Now, I will say this, and I think I said something about this the other day. I found another coffee shop. Now, in this mall, there are little tiny places that maybe they're selling donuts or something, and they got like one little coffee machine, and I don't go to those places. Then there's Cafe Amazon, there's Pacamara, there's Cafe Amazon, 1-2 Coffee, and out of them, I would say Pacamara is probably the best. Now, I said this the other day, nobody's answering the phone, which I never understand that. I found this place called Guangdong Special. It's a Chinese, I don't want to call it a bakery, but that's what they specialize in. Macarons, they specialize in little cakes and dumplings and all these things that really nice sweets. But they also sell tea and they sell coffee. Now here, you get an espresso, and it's $110 baht, and I would say it's a rather small cup. If you go into the back to Guangdong, they give you a larger cappuccino cup, and it's 65 baht. It's 45 baht cheaper, and it's better, much, much better. I'm like, oh my God. What is it, 10:15? They're not open yet. They open at 10:30. But their coffee is really good. And I'm like, okay, well, listen, I'd rather just wait. And so now I don't come to Pacamara that often. I came today. I came yesterday because it's 2 for 1. I haven't come, I don't know when the last time was. I wait until, 11:30, and I go over there and I have myself a cappuccino, relax, and then I go and get my groceries and do whatever I do. If you converted Aussie to 215, you get 2,573. Same now gets you 2,115. That's a lot of money, man. That's a lot of money. You just leave on the table. That's like 20%, right? What is that? 458 baht. Yeah, it's almost 20%. It's like 19%. That's a lot of money just to leave on the table. So I don't know how, and this is the thing, I don't know how they're doing it here. I don't know why it is the way it is. All I can say is that the dollar is not strong, and for whatever reason, the Thai baht is quite strong. So, you can't really do anything about it. Oh my God. Old guy, old woman. He's like screaming at her. I don't think he knows how loud he's talking. No, I don't think he knows. I don't think he's doing it on purpose. He's like yelling at her. Oh. Anyway, people still come here. Tourists come. They just spend less. They try to find slightly cheaper hotels. They go on fewer tours. They spend less time out in the nightlife. Listen, I remember coming here, and I used to spend anywhere from about 3,000 to 5,000 baht a night. Almost every night, probably 5 to 6 nights a week. That's what I would spend. Now I wouldn't dream of doing that. The people come for shorter stays. They do less shopping, and the tourists still show up, but they're a little more cautious about how they spend their money. And Vietnam, it looks cheaper. Malaysia feels like a slightly better value. Indonesia is, I've said this for a long time, if you go to the right places in Indonesia, it feels like the old Thailand. And tourists who are really value sensitive shift and they go elsewhere. So now what this means for the Thais is most Thais don't really care about the exchange rate until they do. And their exports, Thailand makes money exporting cars, parts, electronics, rice, rubber, seafood, and everything is more expensive when the baht is strong. My wife sounds like she's shouting during every conversation. My wife is constantly yelling at me to speak more softly. Anyway, let me continue here. Thailand needs foreign tourists to spend their money, and they're spending less, so the businesses see fewer customers, shrinking margins, unpredictable income, and the owners feel it first, and then the workers feel it when they're getting laid off. Hey, Bruce, how you doing? Long time no see. Imported goods get cheaper. A strong baht makes phones and electronics slightly cheaper, but it's not enough to offset everything else. Small businesses suffer. Restaurants, markets, hotels, tour operators, they all depend on the tourism dollar or the tourism money flowing freely. And when tourists tighten their strings, locals feel like, well, they feel the pinch immediately. Thailand's value advantage, I don't think that the value advantage, it's just my opinion, don't take it for the gospel, but I think that the value of Thailand now is probably 40% of what it used to be. And I'm talking about many years ago. It's quite a bit weaker. And Thai knows damn well that Thailand is a winner because it's all affordable relative to where you're from and what you get. And when that affordability erodes, then the entire tourism model becomes shaky. What are some factors the government would do that would tank the baht to increase tourism and expats? Well, I think it could increase their is it their interest rate? I think that's what it is. Yeah, they slash interest rates aggressively. Right. That's what they would do. Or they'd have another stimulus. And the thing is with this is that when they do this, though, that scares investors. So they have to be very careful about what they're doing. So expats get squeezed here. Tourists feel like they're not getting as high of a value, and Thais lose business because both groups are spending less, and Thailand's economy then gets hammered. And a strong baht makes Thailand lose the one thing that made it different, and that is its value. And like I said, I think the value is probably 40 to 50% less than it was, say, 30 years ago. And in the last, say, well, since COVID, well, from the beginning of COVID, I'd say probably 25% less. But the vibe has changed. The rhythm is a little bit more disruptive, and people don't come here for perfection, but they come here because Thailand feels right. And when the baht is stronger, things just don't feel quite as good. You think about it. So that's the truth of the Thai baht. It's not a sign of strength, it's a sign of imbalance. Thailand doesn't become a better country because the baht got a six-pack, and the United States doesn't suddenly fall apart because the dollar got winded after a rate cut. Currencies move for reasons people don't understand and don't care about. They only care about the bottom line and how it hits their pocket, maybe on a Tuesday morning when they're frying up some eggs and having their coffee. And what really bothers me here and in America is the disconnect. And I'm disconnected too. I don't always understand everything, and I don't really feel like delving into it and sitting there and figuring out, well, where's it going to go? What's going to happen? On paper, Thailand they look proud of themselves. They have a strong baht, stable numbers, headlines about tourism bouncing back, exports supposedly holding steady. But if you walk around and you sit in a cafe and you listen to people, half the locals are struggling with prices. Tourists are complaining quietly. Expats are doing mental math every time they walk past a supermarket. I mean, listen, I'm not at that point right now. But when I see a particular item on sale, or I want to buy something, and I see, okay, well, it costs this much. When I look at peanut butter, which I'm not buying now other than for the kids, but I used to buy peanut butter. It was 150 baht for this no sugar peanut butter. It was very good. I really liked it. But then I saw this other brand and I thought, I think this is better. So I got it. It was 275 baht. Now that's $8.50, right? Do I really want to pay $8 for a little thing of tuna? A peanut butter? Not really. So I went back to the 150 baht one. And to me, it still is, with 31 or 32, I'm not worried about it. But some people are. And this isn't a country that's celebrating prosperity. It's kind of like a pretend strong currency that means, well, it's kind of like some of their personality, which is, on the surface, everything looks great, but if you delve into it, it's not quite so good. And if you've lived here long enough, you know that it's not really how Thailand works. Thailand has always succeeded by being practical, flexible, and adaptable, not necessarily by being expensive. This ain't Switzerland. Thailand's superpower was value. Good food, good weather, good people, good life, and a price that makes you go, hey, that's pretty damn good. I'm getting a deal. And when the baht gets too strong, the equation starts to break. So there you go. And the long-term expats like me, we feel it the worst. Because I'm not here to party. I'm not here just for a week. I'm here because I built my life here. So it's a little bit different story for me. I got to deal with all the BS that comes along with living here. And, some of it is BS. And there are some things you just got to do, right? But a strong baht is kind of like it punishes your loyalty. It makes things a little bit more difficult. Because we, as in us expats, are the ones who keep everything going when there are no tourists. And Thailand forgets that. Or maybe they just don't want to acknowledge it. I don't really know. But value over volume, that's supposedly the government's favorite line. But how can you demand value when the country is offering less of a value? And I don't know. You have to think about that one on your own. The day-to-day value may be lower, but the infrastructure has shown considerable improvement. Listen, Jim, I don't want to, I understand that, I was here before there ever was a SkyTrain or a MRT or, it was a lot harder to get around and get from city to city. I've been here from the days of You know, it's easier just to take a taxi and pay $50 and go somewhere than trying to find a bus that'll go for $10 and then take another bus for $10 to get to where you want to go. It's much easier just paying a little bit more. But I think the improvement is nice, but they're going to have to do something about the Baht. I don't know if they have to do something or the U.S. government has to do something that will affect it. I don't really know. But it would be nice if things bounce back a little bit. And if it doesn't, then you get used to it. Now, I don't want it going even lower. Yeah, you would think that because they're... well, but the thing is that you look at logical. Thailand does not look at logical. The Thai government, Thai people, they don't look at logical. They look at the relationships. They look at other things. They don't look at, oh, this is the way that it works. That's Western logic. All right, that's how it is. Anyway, you know, you don't attract high-spending tourists by making the country more expensive. You attract them by making their experiences better. And I don't think Thailand has kind of figured that out. And, you know, there's a lot of countries that haven't figured that out. But I still think this will not last. I've seen this cycle over and over again. And what I'm going to say is the dollar's going to bounce back. I don't know if I'm going to be dead on or not. We'll see. But, you know, even with all the strong Baht and the frustrations and the nonsense, you just have to kind of understand, oh, well, this is part of living here. This is another wave and it shall pass. It too shall pass. You'll breathe again and Thailand will go back to being what it always has been, an imperfect, unpredictable, and somehow it's exactly the place you choose anyway. Now, when it stops being that and you decide, I'm out of here, all right, then you got to go somewhere else, like some of these guys. Okay, then go. Get out of here. I don't care. I mean, if you want to go, go. No big deal. That's the reality. The bottom line is who does it make sense to? Really, doesn't make sense to me. Anyway, that's all I have. So remember to smash the like button, subscribe if you haven't done so already, leave a quick super chat if you want to, join the channel, show your support for the VIP section. I have a members only version of this 30-part moving and living to Thailand video series that's going to be in there. And yeah, I guess that's all I got. Stay tuned. I got a lot of things coming up. I got to just stick to it and keep grinding it out. I got a lot of things to do and I don't have very much time. So lately I've been really busy and I guess that's what I wanted. Anyway, all right, that's all I have. So thank you all for joining me. I appreciate it. And I am Scott. I'm an American in Bangkok. Until next time, chok di leo jerkan mai. That is good luck, and see you again. See you later, Jim. Take care.